All right. So, for my episode this week, it is going to be about my favorite type of men. And yeah, they are single dads. Like, I've always heard about like single moms and everything like that from like my guy friends and how like they've always been fun. So, I sorry if you hear the background noise. um, the story is about one particular guy, but it kind of just like generalizes and like because a lot of them are like this, but this person was a specific. And honestly, if I lived in the same city as him, and yeah, I would totally and I 100% date him because he was everything that like not that I want, but it's like everything that you want to have, that is safe, that is loving, that is caring, that really just wants you to be happy. And that was it. So I met him before, and it was a quick it was like a really quick meetup. Like he offered to drive me to the airport, and we just like hooked up. But that was so like casual. Like I didn't kiss, as you guys know, and like it was a while ago that I can't remember. So him talking about it and him saying like, yeah, I think about it here and now and then, and he's like, I'm so glad you wrote me, and I had some trouble, so he offered to help. And yeah, and the funny thing is like I was thinking about him maybe like a couple months prior to actually like getting in touch with him. And and I was like, oh man, he has a girlfriend. And like for me, I didn't want to like I didn't pursue that. I was like, oh, he looks happy kind of thing, and I was like, okay, but like that was it. I was like, oh, it would be nice to like meet up again kind of thing, because he had really good vibes. He was respectful. He was so funny, and he made me feel so comfortable, and that is a huge thing. Like, and it didn't hurt that he was very beautiful. Anyway, so when I hit him up, he offered to help, and it was so unexpected. So me being as independent as I am, and I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't like to get like close to people just because like of my own issues, I guess. So when I become like open and I start to like talk to you, like actually really talk to you as a person rather than like somebody that like I record with, or somebody I just hook up with, or somebody that's like that will later down the road like not compensate me, but like I guess right now we're using him on my podcast, but it wasn't anything like that. There wasn't any strings attached, anything like that. There was no expectations. And he said this too. He's like, hey, there's no expectations. I just want you to be comfortable. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. I want to make sure you're safe and you're okay. And that was all over text. And I was like, oh shit. And that got me, I wouldn't say intimidated, but again, being vulnerable and asking for help is a huge thing. And so I went to his house, and he was still the same person, but like so much better. Like, when you can, you can see like how much a person has changed. And you can tell a lot by their emotional maturity and just how like they hold themselves. Like I knew that he changed a lot, and he was still beautiful. If anything, he got fucking hotter. And he was a single dad, and we spent like a good like hour or two just talking about him. And I never realized, but I actually like hearing people talk about themselves, because like I'm always talking about myself, and people are like, let me ask you questions, and like they do that whole, and like I'm okay with it, but sometimes I like to just listen. And he is definitely a yapper that I did not mind. If anything, I like encouraged it. I kept like asking questions, and I was really interested in what he had to say and what like changed in the last like few years that we saw each other. And I was so turned on. Like I even said that I think like 30 minutes into like seeing him again. I was like, man, I am so turned on, and not for the reasons that like are so obvious, because he is beautiful. Like so we kept on talking, and well, excuse me, I kept listening, and he was just talking about everything that he went through. And like I have someone close to me that's going through similar things, so like I was asking advice, and just how he answered questions, and how like he handled himself. Like, he wasn't bad mouthing anybody. He wasn't like putting anybody down. He wasn't putting himself down. And he was just so sure of himself. Like, he was so sure of everything he was talking about. And he was like he stood behind it. And I thought that was so fucking hot. And then we started talking about his kid, and we started talking like his schedule and like the work he's been doing and what he's been up to with his life. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, holy shit, like, I'm so attracted to this person. And it wasn't a way like I want to get in his pants kind of thing. It was kind of like I could totally listen to this and never stop, because I don't it was so crazy. It was definitely a different feeling. And then like he basically took care of me. Like, he's like, go take a shower, go relax, like, let me get you some water, are you hungry? And he had like, but not in a pushy way. Again, there was no expectations. They were just like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're okay. So I got out of the shower, and he let me borrow some of his clothes, and I was so calm, because usually I'm like ready to go, and like I have a hard time relaxing. Like, even when I get my nails done, like, my nail artist is like, you need to relax. Like, I need to relax. And I'm always just going. But yeah, we just like spent all night just talking. And like, he was showing me stuff. He was showing me, again, like, everything that he was up to. And I was like, wow. And and I was just so drawn in. I was like, I wasn't thinking about my personal life. I wasn't thinking about what was just going on with the life that I had, and I just enjoyed it with him. Like, I was definitely in the moment. I rarely checked my phone. If anything, my phone was on a charger, and it stayed there all night. And a part of it was like, oh, I really don't want to like sleep alone. And that has been a huge thing for me, because like, I don't, as you guys know, I don't kiss. So like, me sleeping over somebody's house, huge thing. Me, like, even going as far as like having sex kind of thing, like, that's a huge thing to me. And I know you guys hear that, you're like, but wait, you do this for work. Like, no, there's things that go into it, and there's things I do and don't do. And sleeping over, like, being 100% like naked is another one. Like, kissing is another one. And it really depends on the vibe again. So it was kind of late, and we were laying down, and I was still like nervous. Like, that whole thing, I was nervous, but I was comfortable. I don't know what that word would be like. But I was shy, and I was like, I've never been this person. Like, who the fuck is this person? And I just felt so safe, is like the perfect word. Like, we didn't even kiss at all. And that's the crazy part. But like, when I was with him, I was so vulnerable and so open and so like exposed to like something that I've never even felt with my ex-husband. And it was so nice. Like, he wasn't pushing, he wasn't like rushing anything. He wasn't like like, it was just I was just nervous, and I was shy, and I was like, yeah, I don't do this. And it was funny, because he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't do any of this. And we were talking about it the next morning, and like, he's like, wow. And then like, all respect for sex workers and whatnot. And it was just like, he was saying everything. Like, he was who he is, what he stands for, how he holds himself with his kid, and like himself as a person. It was just so attractive. And like, he was somebody that like I could depend on. And like, I think that was like the most attractive thing about him, is because like, he was just overall like a well-rounded guy, and basically an adult. And you don't get that. You get people that are just like, want to like just have sex, they just want to be casual, they like, and that's me. But like, seeing this part, and like, especially with me like casually dating and like meeting all these people and like having different experiences, like, this was a really good one to like, oh shit, there's actually people like this. Like, you never think that you are where you're going to be, or you don't know who you're going to be with, and it's just like a nice kind of like, oh well, there's this option that you could totally be happy with, and you can be safe, and you know that you're going to be okay, kind of thing, even if you're not kind of thing. And it was just so it was just so amazing. So like I was like, holy shit, I'm 100% with single dads. And I don't know the whole like custody situation, like how long he has them, but it sounds like he's with them a really good, almost 100% of the time. And I was like, wow, like next time we should go to the beach and hang out, like actually like spend time doing stuff. And I was so for it. Like I was like, you know what? I really like spending time with you, like generally. But yeah, so that was, I love the experience. So single dads, oh my God, like I'm definitely gonna be like, yeah, like I will, oops, I was like, I will definitely work my schedule around yours. And they just had a different outlook on life. There's no bullshit. He was straightforward. He wasn't like, I'm not playing games. Like he told me he was not on any dating apps. He wasn't really dating, but like if things happen, like he was open to it. I think what he said, but that wasn't pertaining to me. That was like in general. And I was like, man, this is so attractive. Like I can actually talk to you and you're willing to listen and to respond of what I said. And it was so refreshing to have that. And to like have somebody that had like a pretty high emotional maturity level, like, and he was so in tuned and so aware, and just it was so fucking hot. Like I was so fucking turned on. And I slept great. I usually have trouble sleeping regardless, but with somebody like that's like even harder. But like yeah, so with this experience, I'm just like, holy shit, like you really don't know who you're going to meet and how they're going to be when you like open yourself up and you're more like, oh, it's raining. Oh God, I love that. But you know, like that was like a really good experience that I love. And it wasn't, I mean, it was sexual, it was physical, but it was more just like on a different level that really just had a good time. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like that experience, I fucking love it. So I was like, single dads, they're going right the fuck up there. And like it was just so much fun. I was just ecstatic, and just what we were talking about. And it was just one night. Like the next morning I went to go get some food. I had to go drop off some errands and stuff like that, and he did his own stuff, and like we're still texting. And it's just like it's not even anything serious too. That's the cool part, because it was totally casual. But like I texted him, I was like, you know what, if I wasn't where I was at in my life, or if I am and I was pretty serious, like I would totally 100% date you. Like I feel like you would definitely be so good for me. He would be good for anybody, honestly, but like I feel like he would be someone good for me, you know? But yeah, so on that subject, like it's just, you really don't know. You can have all these expectations, you can write all these things on your dating profile, but it's just like sometimes you want casual and you end up like getting serious and having a baby and getting married, and you're just like, oh shit, how the fuck did this happen? Or you end up the complete opposite, where it's just like, yeah, it's just casual fun and I had fun and now it's over. And it's just like, you just got to be open to it. And that's where I was like, it did help that I knew him prior and we actually met from a dating app, so this does apply. But that was a while ago. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta take that, you just gotta be like open to new experiences. And that's where I was like, because when I didn't have any expectation, so me going over there, I'm just like, oh, we're just gonna have sex, and then like I'm gonna fall asleep, either he's gonna sleep in a different room, and like that's it, kind of thing. Or not even have sex, but like, you know, like you didn't expect all that, and you just like, I was like, oh my God, I welcome it. And I'm not saying that's how it's going to be with every single dad, much less any other guy, but like I can't compare it to like somebody else, because it's different in its own way. And yeah, I am shocked, honestly, the fact that I got the opportunity to feel those feelings, and for me to actually let somebody in and talk to somebody on a deeper level than like the shallow and the superficial. And like, I mean, we talked about my work and what I'm doing and like the plans that I have coming up, and like he got to know more about me, and it was cool. Like there, it was just a really good time, and I fucking love that. I think like this definitely helped like me being more assertive, decisive, and like, okay, well, I don't like this, so I'm not going to try to look for that. Or like, I don't want somebody that has this kind of mindset. And you can tell right at the back, especially from texting. Like, and I do apologize, I'm going to go right in. Like, everybody that I have been talking to, whether they have my number or dating apps or they switch to Instagram, like, I am so sorry. I get so overwhelmed, and you think I'd be used to it now, but like, I would get an assistant and they would reply to like the generic stuff. But like, again, I still want this to be about me, and I still want it to be like 100% me. But sometimes I just get overwhelmed. Like, I'm not going to reply to messages that are like, hey, how are you? Or like, hi. You know, like, I want something that's going to be like genuine. But like, if you're interested in my work, like, go ahead and say it. Like, I'm not going to have a conversation about you and how your day is. Like, that's just, no, just get to the fucking point. Like, because then we don't have to waste each other's time, and you get what you want, or you get the answer, or you don't. But at least like, you know, and we can move forward to the next step or whatever, you know. And it's just like, yeah, it's all a good time. Like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, what I was saying is like, I'm sorry that I haven't replied to you, or I haven't been seen, like, I haven't been interested. But usually when I'm not interested, I'll be like, hey, like, it's fun talking to you. Like, I wish I had time, but like right now, like, you're not really what I'm looking for. Or like, I'm not really feeling the vibe where I want to like continue, you know? And I try to be as respectful. And like, oh my God, actually, I just screenshotted a text message. Um, what the fuck did he say? We were texting back and forth, and he was like totally open. He's like, hey, I'm free from this day and this day. And I kept saying like, well, right now I'm out of town. I go to out of town next weekend. And like, when I'm in town, I am busy. And the fact that like my family's in town, so that makes me like uber busy, you know? So it's just like, and he wrote back, he was just like, oh, well, we had plans to hang out. And I was like, no, we didn't have any plans. You told me what days you're available. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. Let's try to plan something. But I never set a specific day or time or where we were going and what we were doing. So it's just like, I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, I don't, because he's not entitled to any of that, because we didn't confirm or secure anything, you know? But just the way he said that, I was like, ew, like that, like, ew. He's like, I get people are busy, but I guess that's how it is nowadays with people, and you're busy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking busy, and like, my priority is not to reply back to men. Like, I'm gonna reply when I'm ready and I'm available and I'm free, and if I want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just love it. It can switch like 0 to like 5 seconds. It can switch from like a good conversation to like horrible. And it's always nice to like talk to people and see how they respond. And like, or even like shooting right to like text messages, because like, I found like another person I was texting, I gave them my phone number, and they're like, so what are you looking for? I'm like, I'm not really looking for anything. I mean, if anything, I do expect to like have fun. Like, why wouldn't I? But like, and I was like, well, I'm not trying to be like sexual. Like, I can get that easily. Like, I have no issue with that. I just want to like connect with people, and I want to get to know people, and I want to have fun. And if that's you, cool. If not, like, no hard feelings. And he said something. Actually, I'm going to find it right now. Hold on. It was just, I was so like, okay, here it is. He's all like, I'm going to read it. It says, hey, cute thing. I'm like, hey, you. He's like, how are you? I was like, busy as usual. You? LOL. Same, same. When are we going to hang out? Up to anything this weekend? And I was like, oh, I'm going to be in New York. And he's like, you? He's like, what a shame. I'm just chilling. I was like, yeah, usually weekends I'm out of town. He's like, that's nice. Stay broke. Fuck it. And I was like, huh? He's like, money is fake anyway. And I was like, LOL. And he's like, double LOL. I was like, I get out of Salt Lake whenever I can. I just got back from LA like this past weekend. He's all like, LOL, hard to trust a busy chick. And I was like, I put LOL, don't let me waste your time. Have a good one. And that was it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's so out of pocket. Like, he's like, the best thing a girl can say to me when I ask what she is up to next week. And he put, oh, nothing. I was like, and he's like, that's wife shit. He's like, it's okay. Not everyone has to be the wife. It's all good. And I was like, ew, what the fuck? You want somebody to like that was just a no. I was like, ew, please never text me again. I didn't say that, but I just ended it. But like, you see how that's just like such a fucking turn off, and like you're right in like, ew, I have so many comments, but I'm not going to. But yeah, so I am so New Jersey because I have a rave tonight, and then Saturday I'm going to be in New York. Sunday I'm going to be in New York, and then Monday I'm going to be in New York unless I don't have anything planned. I do have a meeting, and then I'm going to be back in Salt Lake for 3 or 4 days, work my ass off, hustle. I still need to catch up from the time I got fucking COVID and I had to drive all the way from fucking Tucson to Vegas to Salt Lake and I couldn't work. So I'm still catching up from that, so I apologize. And then I go back to New York the following weekend, which is like the 11th through the 14th, I believe. But yeah, I honestly swear to God, I fucking love all the suggestions, the comments, the little, the little messages that I get from you guys about my podcast. Like, I fucking love it. Like, I'm working on my book, I'm working on so much shit, and it's just a good time. And if like people don't like it, like you don't have to. It's not like but it just shows a lot of me, and it just shows like how fun I am and how like real I am and how like I really don't give a fuck, but at the same time I do, but but yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'm gonna make some like little random thoughts because I have a fuck ton. Like I still gotta do my number one pet peeve, and you guys are gonna be like, how? Like why? But yeah, I hope you guys stay safe.